What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Trey Carter. Oh my goodness. I think I just started my intro when the video hadn't gone live yet. But, anyways, guys, this is the very first video of the Trey Carter show that we're going to be doing. Late start. Have a random cough. Not because of what you think it is. But, anyways, it is the first episode of what we're going to call At the Bell. So we're going to be running a live stream a little bit before 8 a.m., which in the Midwest is when the actual market opens, for pre-market, I should say. So I figured it'd be a fun time to kind of walk through, go through the news, have open conversation, look at futures, which for me doesn't say a whole lot. It's just I have a big passion for investing. I love it. I love to kind of have an idea of where things are going, and it kind of like gives me an idea of what I'm going to be doing to if I'm going to have a chance to have any purchases today. So today is the day that Tesla is going to be added to the S&P. So that is a done deal. So it'd be very interesting to see how Tesla responds to the buying pressure that they're going to be having today, and if there's going to be a lot of people trying to sell their shares so they can actually purchase them. So let's go ahead and take a peek at some of this stuff. So as you guys hop in here, let me know what you guys are actually invested in. Not because of the fact that I'm looking to copy your investments, but I'm very interested in regards to finding other great companies to get involved in. I personally am trying to research biotech. That just stressed me out saying that, because for me to understand it and kind of like know who's the front runner and who's gonna be the guy that's gonna help me make money and do well long term. I'm not fully understanding it. And one issue I have when it comes to investing is investing in something that I actually don't use. Like if I'm not an actual customer of the product and I don't love the product and I don't fully understand their business, it's very difficult for me to put money into a stock and actually go through the ups and downs. Let me give you an example, because I've talked about this in some of my videos. Tesla has been the greatest teacher for me over the last 4 years, because it's a stock that I've loved. It's a product that I've loved, and in fact, this is the first year that I'm gonna be able to say I own their product, because we actually got a Model Y. Super exciting. I personally think it's super awesome. But anyways, it's a product that I've loved. I've done a lot of research, a lot of studying over, and I have a lot of conviction about. So when a lot of these negative news stories have come out, or let's say our lovely Elon has made a tweet about maybe going private at $420, and the reason why he chose $420 was because, well, he was next to his girlfriend. He thought it was funny. Caused the stock for. I literally remember this vividly. I bought I think my fifth share of Tesla at $368-ish, and then it tanked all the way down to stressful, but I had conviction about the stock. So what did we do? Well, we held on to it. We bought more and continued to work through it. And man, it's made me very emotionally durable when I believe in a stock and I've owned it for that long. Because with Tesla, there is still some, but there was over the last 4 years a lot of disbelief around Tesla. Like a lot of institutional investors, a lot of analysts that were out there that would fill fill everything with negative news. And a lot of these stories, if you studied Tesla or a company the way that I was studying it, which is I was heavily entrenched into it, you would realize that it wasn't true. Um, Either A, it wasn't true, or B, it was, for lack of a better word, propaganda. It was partial truth. But anyways, see, yes, on Friday, Tesla closed at 6.95. And we're going to polish this up a little bit. We're going to find us a really good stock tracking app for the computer, just so we can see what pre-market is. But I tell you what, though, I'm going to open this up on my. I'm going to open this up here because I can see exactly what the pre-market is. Let's see. Okay, awesome. That is YouTube. I opened YouTube for some reason. Okay, awesome. All right, so we have our Robinhood app, which I don't use Robinhood. Nothing against Robinhood. I like Robinhood. I actually prefer their layout over um, everybody's on how they list their stocks, how you see the price. Um, and one complaint I would have about Fidelity over Robinhood is 100% the pre-market and post-market. Because right at 8 o'clock, I can see stock movement on Robinhood. But right at 8 o'clock on Fidelity, I don't see any of it. It literally does nothing. Like, it's still showing 695 for Tesla, similar to what you're seeing right here on this market summary for Tesla. Because it's what it was at the close on Friday. Now, the Dow futures are actually down for the coronavirus that they have that's going on out there, because I guess there's a new strain in the UK. Um, so obviously, we obviously know that the market is kind of like a predictor of the future. So if I say predictor of the future, it's what it believes is going to be in the future. If they believe, people believe things are going to go really well, you're going to see stock prices go a lot higher. If people get a little scared, it's going to go a lot lower. Day-to-day movements, guys, don't mean diddly squat. It doesn't. I mean, imagine someone walking in front of your house and screaming random prices, and for whatever reason, the next day they yell, what's what, like 20% off or whatever your house is, because they believe that because there was rain that you might have water in your basement and could start to mold everything. No, it's not. No, it's good. So it's funny. All right, so we have futures going down because of the new fear, this trend that's going on. Um, let's see here real quick. Let's see all of these. Let's see what fun news we got going on today, because it looks like, by the way, they're trying to position some of the news, they're going to try to get a bit of a pullback, because, and I say that because they just actually finalized the stimulus checks, the stimulus bill. So you would think that would give us a nice little pop today. In fact, they just make married. So if you're married, you're gonna get 1,200, and if you have kids that are under the age of 17, so 17 and younger, you're gonna get 600 each. So for each of those kids, and for my wife and I, that's 1,200, and then my three wonderful kids, well, that's another 1,800 right there. Yeehaw. Anyways, we're going to be investing that into our business that we run, because we actually own our own jiu-jitsu gym. So probably invest in some apparel, different things like that, polish some things up, maybe cushion some of our balance sheet, which we're not that affected by much of anything, especially being over here in Missouri, specifically Southwest Missouri. But yeah, we're probably going to buy a little bit of Bitcoin too. That's pretty fun. I need to make a video about that, because early on, guys, I thought Bitcoin was a scam and it was dumb. As time goes on, I get more curious, get more interested, and now I'm thinking, maybe not so much. So I've been scouring YouTube and trying to get as much knowledge as possible. So if you guys have any good references for where I can get more good information and education about Bitcoin, leave it in the comment below, because I would love to see it. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't yet, make sure you like this actual live stream and subscribe to the channel, guys. It's a real easy way to help support the channel. It keeps you guys up to date with everything that's going to be going on, and hopefully we can get you guys more at the Bell Show, or we may change the name of that. It sounds cheesy rolling off the tongue. So let's go and see what else we got going on here. So our futures are looking a little bit down today. I got yawn. I need to have me some nice little bit of coffee. But European futures don't. I shouldn't say I don't care. I don't care. The only thing that I'm interested about is that in how much, with it affecting the UK, is that if it'll affect Tesla with the Berlin production of their facility. That is the only real tangible thing that I have. Not a fear over, but a curiosity over, because I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I'm definitely researching Bitcoin at this point. Basically, it depends on who you ask. Honestly, I understand enough of it now that I feel like I really have a conviction it's going to be something. but I don't know how to explain it outside of that. Outside of like it's a digital currency, it's a digital asset that is a deflationary asset, as in you cannot produce more of that asset. Like all fiat currency, which is the U.S. dollar, any country's money, okay, yen, whatever, fill in the blank. All of it is inflationary, okay, which means that they can print more of that money, right? So if you print more of that money, what happens? Well, since there's more of that thing, it becomes less valuable. It's the same with gold. Gold is fairly equally distributed throughout the world, but there's only so much of gold, right? But as they mine more of it, becomes a little less valuable. The other thing is that you can't split gold up that easy, and it gets destroyed very easy as well. Like for example, you could take gold, melt it down, mix it with a bunch of impurities. You could take fiat currency. I mean, obviously it's made of paper. You could burn it. It's very fragile. Bitcoin is unique in the sense that it only has a certain amount it'll ever be allowed to be mined, and they'll be available in the world. What's interesting too is that it can be broken down to the dude, it's the 100 millionth or something like that. So like 0.00000001, and they call it a what do they call? I forgot what it's called. It's named after the dude Satoshi. It's called a Satoshi. Let me see. See what this called. Is it Satoshi? Oh wait, no. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna spell it wrong. What is a Bitcoin Satoshi? Satoshi. Yeah, it's a Satoshi, so it's like a decimal point. So, what's neat is that you can put any amount of money into it. So even though Bitcoin right now is what $22,000 per coin, you don't need $22,000 to invest in a Bitcoin. You can put any amount of money into it, and you would get a what's called a Satoshi. So it's like if you have $100 bill, you know, I can give you $1. If that makes any sense. So I have like a decent enough grasp on it. I believe it's going to be something. You're seeing a lot of institutions like Square is one of them that's put a handful of millions of dollars into it. You have and allowing people to purchase to it, so they're also being a wallet as well. And then you have PayPal doing the same, and then you have other companies like big institutions that are finally starting to come out and say, "This is the amount that we have in Bitcoin," and it's like, okay, hold on. If you've been buying Bitcoin since it was $10,000, which is a bit ago, and then you think about what they've been saying about Bitcoin, it's like you guys were not positive about Bitcoin. You were saying not so positive things about Bitcoin, but you've been buying it for a while. Huh. It makes you realize that when you listen to a lot of the mainstream media, why I literally let it go in one ear and out the other is because if they're telling you to run for the hills and that it's bad and this, that, and that nature, there's a chance that it is. You should do your research before you do this. I'm not saying you do this with everything. Um, but they say everything's really bad or like the house is burning or whatever. Chances are they're trying to scare you out of the stock, cause more panic selling, because then what happens is that it allows them to build their position under a better price, and then over time they start to pump the stock and get you excited, like, oh my gosh, you guys got to check this out, get this, get that, or that you see all these positive news articles coming out about it, so they can get you to buy the stock when they have already built a very, very healthy position in it. Anyways, let's see. Tesla market price target increase gets a 28% boost by Wedbush, but not recommended a buy. You know, it's interesting because you see these analysts like right here for Market Watch. They increased their price target about what they believe it's going to be by 28%. It's a pretty big jump. But then you look under it and they do not recommend you to buy it. Well, these people, they don't know how to analyze Tesla, and that's a big part of it. I mean, another big part of it too, I'm just playing devil's advocate to that, is that it's a very volatile stock. and it's not emotionally easy for people to be in the stock. No one knows what it's really going to do, especially if you're trying to day trade it or something. Ouch. Good luck. All right, let's keep rolling through here. Man, we have. Okay, wait. How do we get organize this so I see? This is an hour ago, 17 hours ago, and an hour ago. Okay, well. Yeah, this is an old one. This one was posted an hour ago. This person's late to the freaking crew, but Toyota's president throwing shade on the EV revolution. They're not really showing throwing shade on the EV revolution. He's basically stating how they can't do it. It's going to be too expensive, and that if their government forces them to do it, it's not going to go well. So it just kind of gives you a forecast of where Toyota is going to be in the next 10 years. Not in a good spot if you're wondering what that is. Okay, so Tesla slides the first day of trading on the S&P index. Yes, that is true. Let me see this real quick. We're gonna have a better setup next time, to where I'm gonna have a good little stock tracker up. Um, yeah, I'm thinking that this is my gut, guys. Don't invest on this. I'm not a financial advisor at all, but I would tell you this. Um, I think Tesla's gonna slide back over the next little bit. It's gonna be slow bleed. I just have a weird vibe. That's what it's gonna be. But I will tell you this: anytime I think things like that, it does the opposite. Like anytime I'm like, I want to buy more Tesla. Like I need more. We needed to like pull back a little bit, because in these studies they've done about companies that have been added to the S&P 500, they have a massive pop from the announcement. Then they have a continued rise up until the actual inclusion, and then about 2 months, in the process of 2 months after, they slowly lose all the gains they got. So if that ends up being the case, great. We're gonna be able to buy more Tesla, but knowing my luck, it's probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. All right, let's see here. Some of these articles are... Dang, dude. I need to find me a good news source, because a lot of these are just ridiculous. So Tesla Bulls double down as stock reaches new high. Okay. Let's see, what's on the next page? Yo, why do they organize them like this? Like, I'm on page 2, and this is posted an hour ago, but it was showing me stuff that was 19 hours ago on the first page. We already saw that. It's the same article. You know what we need to do? We do need to open these articles up. We need to go through them, even though they stress me out. This is why they stress me out. Because these analysts, I don't know how they, number one, get their jobs. And number two, I don't know how they keep their jobs. Because they're wrong so often. Like, if I invested and did what these analysts said to do, and believed what they said, I would lose so much money. It's not even funny. In fact, I just had my curiosity spiked because I just saw that. Let me see what the general stock futures. I guess they're down. Fall 350 point out of course, fear. Let's see, Apple news. Let's look at the stock. How's Apple doing? 126. Let's see. So the EFF sides with Apple and slams Facebook's criticism of iOS 14 privacy features. I'm not gonna open that because I don't know what this 9 to 5 Mac. I'm sure that's a fine website or whatever, but I'm super skeptical about opening any website. Um, how I interpret that, which this may not be 100% on point, is that it looks like the Zuck doesn't like how Apple safety features are, which is interesting. Maybe it's harder for them to track our stuff. Let's see here real quick. Okay. Can Apple reach $1,000? Yo, this is old. Look at this. Give me $2,000 by 2020. Well, we only have like a handful of. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's. Is an old. It's got to be an old article. Let's give them a little bit of leeway. But it says give reach over $1,000 per share by 2020. The only problem with that is that it needs to pretty much 10x within like a week to 2 weeks. Because 2020 is almost done. Okay. Dude, this is not necessarily a bad title or wrong. It says Tesla stock price, an army of millionaire or retail trader hold on. Man, the word trader though feels backhanded. Maybe it's not intended that way, but part of me doubts it a little bit. But man, trader implies that you're short-term gambling, right? At least that's how I take it. I prefer the word investor. Investor. That's what I prefer. Thank you. What was that? Okay, how is Tesla looking? 657. Yeah, I don't know how much of a buying opportunity I'm going to get. I'm not going to get that lucky. I will tell you, if you guys haven't, right here are some good videos. It's solving the money problem. I really enjoy his videos. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's go ahead and see if CNBC's gotten some interesting spicy things on there real quick. Maybe we can do some reactions to it. Wait, what was that? Interesting. Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go and listen to that video. I want to hear it a little bit. Okay, we're not gonna play the commercial. But I'll tell you this. Let's go ahead and hear why Tesla. Jay Leno. Seeing the European electric vehicle and they fall short against Tesla. All right.
VC. Incredible. Can you believe this company?
Yes, I can. You know, I'm a huge believer in American innovation, American technology.
Yeah.
You know, for a while we're getting like the British. We celebrated noble failures. Oh, yeah, well, we didn't think he could do it, and of course he didn't. You know, I love the idea. You know, the genius of Elon was he was building the infrastructure as he was building the vehicle. Even today, a lot of the major manufacturers build an electric car, but where do you charge it?
Yeah.
Oh, you charge it at home. Yeah, but what if you're on the road? Where do you find the charger? Elon was smart. When he started, he knew this idea would work, so he built charging stations so you could go to Vegas initially, you could go to San Francisco, and then he branched out to, well, you could drive across the whole country now in a Tesla without using any fuel at all.
Yeah, I've got one. Most Dunkin' Donuts along the turnpike seem to have them. You've been following this for a long time. There's competition in this lane now. Can this company sustain this growth? Can it take over this part of the industry?
Very curious what he's gonna say about competition because it's like an Olympic ad. It's like Usain Bolt racing a bunch of high school kids.
Again, it's that, you know, it was funny. I remember people saying, well, Tesla's doing fine, but once the other people get involved, they're going to fall behind. Well, you know, I've seen the electric cars from Europe, and they fall short. They don't have the range of the Tesla. They don't. I mean, because Tesla leads the field. We seem to have this inferiority complex that somehow things in Europe are better than things built here. I mean, General Motors builds a Corvette that rivals Lamborghini and Ferrari for $60,000. Yeah. I mean, the equivalent in European money for that sort of horsepower and handling would be at least $250,000. So, no, I have great belief in the American entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, the fact that Elon can send a rocket into space and land it back on Earth for what, a tenth of the price of what the U.S. government Well, that's what private industry is supposed to do. Cheaper, faster, more efficient. That's how it got to be the American industry. We're able to do it better than the government could do it. And I think he's proving that.
Since we started promoting this segment yesterday, there are plenty of Tesla lovers, but there are people out there who are like, I want to hear the rumble. I want to feel the car. I don't want any of this. What are they missing?
Well, you can buy another car. I mean, it's a different look.
Good answer.
You know, it's like people that say, I like rock and roll, I don't like rap. Fine, it's all music, okay? It's all transportation.
I think so. Some people miss too is that even though like some people want to hear the rumble and feel that, it's like buy a different car, man. In order for Tesla to be successful, they don't have to sell Tesla to every single human being.
I predict that, and I love these kind of cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Ford Cobras. You'll use them on weekends, the way you would use a snowmobile, recreation vehicle. Go up in the hills and have fun and go through the gears. But driving in downtown LA traffic for an hour and a half every day, bumper to bumper at 20 miles an hour, you're not going to hear any rumble. You're just going to waste gas. But if you're in a quiet electric vehicle, you're not polluting and you're saving. So it doesn't always have to be one thing or the other. That's the great thing about America. You have choice. You know, I bought a Tesla not because it was environmentally friendly, although it's a good reason, but because it was the fastest accelerating four-door car you could buy. I like fast cars, and this happened. It had the range, it had the speed. I bought it in 2015. I have done nothing to it. It's never been to a dealer for a repair. I just drive it. When I want to have fun, I'll take out my 1960 Triumph TR3 and bomb around. But in terms of everyday vehicles, you can't beat it.
You got a whole garage full there, Jay. What are you in the market for now? Just curious.
Oh, you know, I just like interesting stuff. I buy the story as much as I buy the car. I had a lady call me, and she had a 51 Hudson four-door, and I said, you know, I already have a Hudson. Oh, but we bought it new in 51, and my husband died in 96. Would you just come look at it? Okay. So I go out there, and she's 96 years old. Okay, no glasses, no hearing aid. And she says, well, would you buy it? I said, okay, how much do you want? She said, I want $5,000. I said, okay. So I had 4 flat tire. We dragged her back. Took me 2 years to get it all fixed up. And I wonder if she's still alive. And I call her. Okay, she's now 96, 97. She's still alive. And I said, you want me to go for a ride? She goes, can I bring the kids? I said, sure. Well, her kids were 72 and 74. So I go out there, and the 2 kids have got her blindfolded, you know, and she's touching the car, and they take the blindfold off. Oh, and she starts crying. The car looks so beautiful. I said, you want to go for a ride? She goes, yeah. So the 2 kids get in the back, and the old lady and I are talking, you know, and the 7th up until he died in 96. They were so embarrassed in the 60s and 70s to be driven to school by their dad in this old car that they'd have their dad drop them off like 3 blocks of the cars.
Shepard Smith here.
Well, don't care, Shepard Smith. All right. Let's go move on to this next one. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got anything new. It is 8:52. Let's see if we have any other. No, it's okay. It's picking up now. All right. Well, it's gonna be interesting to watch to see how the market does. I don't like how we have some of the articles how they're listed out here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little bit better of a stock tracker, guys. Get an actual the show set up and looking all pretty. But be keeping a lookout, guys. We're gonna get another video out every day. We're gonna do our best to be open and available and live at 8 p.m. So don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe to the channel.